Out of all the provinces, Alberta spends the most on government handouts to businesses and sees the least amount of return. I can't believe that handing out low-flow shower heads and free light bulbs was a bad investment. A new report from the University of Calgary School of Public Policy says that Alberta gives more taxpayer handouts to private enterprise than any other jurisdiction in Canada, $100 more per capita than the next closest jurisdiction, Quebec. According to 2014-2015 numbers, if that money were left to you instead of a company the government picked, you would be $640 richer every single year. Even more shocking, the report said that half of the overall subsidies handed out to companies failed to improve the economic performance of the company, which is so often the rationale the government uses for giving your money to a private company. It'll create jobs, it'll grow the economy, blah, blah, blah. Apparently, at least half the time, that isn't the case. It gets even crazier though. 11% of the subsidies handed out had no rationale or metric to measure the benefit to the taxpayer at all. It was just free money. Gone. Alberta was also excoriated for being the jurisdiction in Canada with the least amount of transparency around government subsidies. Instead of having information about how taxpayer dollars are allocated to private companies just readily available to the taxpayer, here in Alberta you have to jump through hoops and the procedural rat's maze of having to file a Freedom of Information report to get access to this information. It's not something that normal busy people just have time to do. In Alberta, small businesses and agriculture were found to be the two most subsidized industries. Interestingly enough, those two business demographics have been highly targeted by the NDP over the past 2 years through increased taxes and regulation. Farms and ranches, of course, faced increased regulation through the NDP's Farm Unionization Law, Bill 6, and the oppressive carbon tax. All of this costs money. And Alberta's small businesses are facing many of the same challenges that Alberta farms and ranches are. Exorbitant energy costs through an ever-growing carbon tax and increasingly onerous labor regulations, like a hike in the minimum wage and changes to holiday pay and sick leave that are costing Alberta's small businesses thousands and thousands of dollars every single month. The NDP solution to the ballooning financial burdens on farms and small businesses is to give them subsidies. According to the Alberta Jobs Plan to diversify the economy, the Alberta government is handing out Alberta Innovates small business vouchers, handing out cash through a community and regional economic support program, offering grants to support food processing jobs in support of the agriculture industry, and giving out $10 million to help farmers reduce their emissions and save on their energy bills. In short, the NDP solution to taking too much money from small businesses and farms is to just cycle the money they've taken through the hands of 100 different bureaucrats, bleed it off along the way, and give some of it back to us in the form of a handout to the NDP's favorite pet project, like the ridiculous free light bulb and low-flow showerhead energy efficiency program that was born out of the carbon tax proceeds. Only the NDP could try to tell us that paying an out-of-province company a pile of taxpayer dollars to install a light bulb that you already know how to screw in and that cost under $10 is a good investment for our money. Subsidies seem to be the first inclination of big government to economic challenges facing small businesses, when in reality, handing out cash without any form of accountability should be the absolute last resort, if any resort at all. I've got a better solution than subsidies. We do what Donald Trump is doing. Walmart employees just got a $1,000 bonus and a raise in their base pay. 80 other companies have publicly announced bonuses, wage increases, or other kinds of benefits since President Donald Trump signed his tax reform into law on December 22nd. Cut taxes, cut regulations, eliminate trade barriers. Governments shouldn't be picking and choosing winners with someone else's money because, as we just learned in this recent report, they are really, really terrible at it. Most companies, like most people, like me, we don't want handouts. We just want to be left alone. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. What you just saw there is my daily video, but did you know that I have my own full-length show here on The Rebel? It airs once a week on Wednesdays. It's called The Gun Show. To get access to my show and the rest of our exclusive premium content, become a Rebel subscriber today.